and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2023-24 season. And my name is Dan, and today we are going to be revealing my Game Week 1 team because FPL is just around the corner. So guys, if you do enjoy this one, make sure you drop a like, do subscribe if you're new around here. Around half of you guys watching right now are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? It's completely free and you get access to daily FPL content to help you win your leagues. But for now, let's get started. Okay, so with unlimited free transfers before the season starts and 100 million spent on this team, hopefully this is going to be a good one. So let's start off in goal, and we have got Johnston, the 4.5 million goalkeeper that I've been hyping up on my videos for quite some time. He does look like, to me, the best 4.5 option. We were a little bit concerned that maybe Vicente Guaita might come in and play some games for Crystal Palace, but it looks like now Guaita is refusing to play for Palace, which means Johnston is going to be the out-and-out #1 goalkeeper pick for Palace, which is really nice. He had a really good record, the best record of any 4.5 million goalkeeper last season, including Raya, if you look at per game played. And with Crystal Palace's defensive record and expected goals conceded numbers so low last season, we're expecting some more clean sheets in the new one. A clean sheet in that opening game against Sheffield United looks all but guaranteed, so we like the look of Johnston for a long-term, cheap goalkeeper to go for, allowing you to spend a little bit of money elsewhere. For me, he's the top pick of the 4.5s. Into defence, we've got Ben Chilwell. Now, we could go for a couple of different options here. I know Chilwell is a bit of a contentious pick, but for me, I want to go for a player who is very, very aggressive, a very aggressive pick that can get you high FPL points. I want a unicorn defender that can not only get clean sheets, but also get attacking returns, goals, and assists. And Chilwell is definitely going to be that. Now, looking at pre-season, the way Pochettino is lining up with Chelsea is seeing Chilwell actually playing very, very advanced on that left-hand side, far more advanced than Reece James on the other side. So Chilwell is going to be playing essentially as a left winger, a left attacking midfielder, despite the fact that he is listed as a defender in FPL. So in the attack, we're going to see Chilwell involved in a lot of things that Chelsea do this year, and he's going to be on set pieces as well. So there's going to be lots of opportunities after this Liverpool game to get a lot of clean sheets and attacking returns. But with Liverpool's defence, I wouldn't be surprised if Chilwell was able to nick a goal against them either. Next up, Pervis Estupiñán. Luton at home is the opening fixture, so you've got to go for at least one Brighton player, right? Why not this guy? He is the most popular defender in the game for good reason. Very, very attacking player on that left-hand side, either going on the outside of Midtjylland or coming in on the inside to get those attacking contributions. Quite an advanced player. Again, one of those unicorn defenders who's able to get attacking returns and clean sheets, particularly in these opening 3 fixtures, after which I might be looking to move Estupiñán on. And finally, we're going to finish off the defence with Gabriel, who is obviously a 5 million defender playing for Arsenal with some great fixtures. We know Arsenal have really nice fixtures, particularly from a defensive point of view. You look at these first 3 and you think, Arsenal, with Declan Rice now at the club, with Saliba now fully fit, maybe we could get 3 clean sheets out of 3. But I like Gabriel even more because out of all of the Arsenal defenders, Gabriel has the best attacking threat. He's really good from those set pieces, taking those headers on the end of corners and indirect free kicks, which is really, really nice to see. He really dominates Arsenal in terms of the biggest aerial threat in the team. No one else comes close to his aerial threat ability. So all of those set pieces are going to be aimed at his head, and hopefully he's going to be able to score a couple of goals maybe in these opening fixtures against teams that are typically weaker against those set piece routines. So Gabriel would not be surprised to see attacking returns as well as clean sheets in these first few fixtures. Into midfield, we've got Marcus Rashford, expected to start the season as the central striker whilst we await Højlund to become fit and available. So right now, a midfielder in FPL, but a striker in real life. So that's going to be very nice. We know how good Rashford is. Wolves are a team that have kind of just sacked their manager, so it's a bit chaotic at Wolves right now. It's a home game as well, which could be great. And Spurs, I think, could be vulnerable on the counter-attack to a player like Rashford as well. Then we've got Nottingham Forest, and things are a little bit chaotic over there as well, with some difficult results in pre-season. So overall, Rashford, I feel like, could do some real damage and may even be able to compete with the likes of Salah, De Bruyne, Kane, all of these other big premium players that cost a little bit more. Saka is the next player on penalties, on some set pieces there as well, on some corners, and with great fixtures to open up the season. Nottingham Forest and Fulham look like really, really good ones, and we saw in the Community Shield, Saka did look dangerous, creating for his team, kind of taking the odd shot here and there as well. He's going to be a big player for Arsenal this year once again, and is guaranteed minutes as well, which is going to be very, very important. So Saka, definitely a player we should all be looking at, and I feel like most of us are looking at him anyway. Next up, Bruno Fernandes, who is a player I'm quite passionate about putting in my Game Week 1 team. Last season, he really underperformed, and that's kind of out of character for him. He was down on his XG, he didn't score as many goals as he was expected to do, which he's never done before since playing professional football. So I imagine he is going to catch up with his numbers this year. Last year as well, he had 18 expected assists, but only got 9 assists. So really, that is something that we never see, and that's because Man United didn't really have a good finisher in their team. They were playing with Weghorst up front or sometimes Martial. Things were difficult for them. And with Fernandes now playing in a team which is investing with players who are going to be good in and around the goal, actually converting the chances that he's creating, that's going to mean a lot more points this year for Fernandes, despite the fact his price has gone down. I also think Man United will get a few more penalties this year. Didn't really get many last year, only 3 in fact. So this year, with a few more penalties, maybe Fernandes can cheese a few more points for our FPL teams. Next up, Martinelli, an 8 million midfielder, and possibly the pick of the bunch there as well. He is Arsenal's primary goal-scoring threat, particularly while Jesus is out. And we're going to see a lot of shots from Martinelli. He's going to be the kind of best finisher in the club, and I imagine he's going to improve on the 15 goals he scored last season. A really good record for him last year, and I feel like he could do the same. So yeah, Martinelli kind of a little bit quiet in the Community Shield up against Kyle Walker, but when we go against Nottingham Forest, I feel like he could do some serious damage. Now, I'm not worried about him being rotated, but there is a small concern that maybe he may be substituted off kind of at the 70, 75th, 80-minute mark, and that is something that's happened before. But the thing is with Martinelli, because he is so good at scoring goals, he gets so many chances and he's so clinical, he's going to make up the fact that he's not getting as many minutes as some of his teammates by producing more in the minutes that he does have available to him. So I think that's an important takeaway for Martinelli. May not get the minutes as the same as Ødegaard, but what he'll do in those same minutes will be far, far more. Now, we've got Maddison to finish off this midfield, and I'm sure you guys expected to see a 6.5 million midfielder in this team, whether that's Mbumo or Mitoma or March or Eze. Unfortunately, I'm just not convinced by anyone in particular, and I think a lot of people are having that problem of which one of the 6.5 million midfielders do we pick? And I'm in the same boat, and I basically decided to answer that problem by saying, I'm not going to have any of them. I'm going to pick a player I actually want rather than trying to struggle to decide which one of the 6.5s I want. Let's go for Maddison, a player who I'm actually really confident in. So Maddison in pre-season under the new Postecoglou system at Spurs has essentially been playing as a second striker. So he's going to be linking up with Harry Kane really nicely. And I feel like Harry Kane can make Maddison a lot better with Kane looking like he's actually going to stay now. I think that could be really important for Maddison, who is also going to be on corners and free kicks in the new season, which is new information that is going to be great. So a lot of creativity. He's a shots monster in this current Spurs system. He's playing often more advanced than Harry Kane as Kane drops back, as we know he does. And on those set pieces as well, I'm really confident about this pick. And although the first couple of fixtures might be a little bit difficult, after that, I want to have him ready for the Bournemouth and Burnley game and beyond, because I feel like Maddison could become a player who we're all talking about in a couple of game weeks' time. We'll have to wait and see for that one, but I'm going to try and predict it. Go ahead, get in early on this player before he rises in price and suddenly no one can afford him. Up front, we've got Erling Haaland. No surprise there. He's in everyone's team, pretty much. Anyone out there crazy enough to go without Erling Haaland? I'd be interested to hear your reasoning in the comments. But for me, he's a must-have, really. Great fixtures, a captaincy option pretty much every single game week, so it always gives you that output. And with only one premium player in my team, I do have to depend a little bit on a player like Erling Haaland. But I'm fine with that. The Burnley game, the Sheffield United game, and the Fulham game look like prime candidates for some mega scores, and we could see Erling Haaland break the record for Premier League goals once again. Let's see. And finally, we're going to finish off the first 11 with Ollie Watkins. Yeah, he's certainly emerging as, to me, the best forward to go for outside of Erling Haaland. He really does look good. Maybe put Harry Kane ahead of him, but he's quite expensive, isn't he? But Watkins is like a mini Kane in many respects. He is a very consistent player, scoring goals very, very regularly on penalties, and he's just a primary attacking threat in that Aston Villa team that is expected to do really well this season, looking really, really good, really positive. There are some difficult fixtures like Newcastle away opening game. Not sure what's going to happen there, but I still do back Ollie Watkins in the fixture like that. He is a little bit fixture proof. Everton and Burnley look really good, and even the Liverpool game in game week 4, is it really that bad for an attacker to go up against a Liverpool defence that has been struggling, to be fair? I don't know. I actually feel like it could work out really well. So Ollie Watkins should be Mr. Consistent. Looking forward to seeing what he can produce in the new season. At 8 million, it does give me that flexibility to move to a Darwin Nunez or a Nicholas Jackson. Jackson Martinez. Nicholas Jackson, I could also move to him from Watkins. That could be a good move to go for as well. So, yeah, with that 8 million forward slot covered, I have so much flexibility to go anywhere. I could go for Gabriel Jesus when he becomes available as well. Really, really a good way of being flexible whilst having nothing in your bank. And I feel like that's what I've done with this first 11, which I'll speak about a little bit more in just 1 second. Onto the bench, guys. Currently, I have Bentley as my goalkeeper. What I really want is Matt Turner in that position. But in FPL, as I record this video, Matt Turner is still listed as an Arsenal player. I do think Turner will start the season for Nottingham Forest at least. We'll see if Nottingham Forest get another goalkeeper, but I am looking to go for Turner rather than Areola for the start of the for the new season. But we have to wait until he transfers within FPL, because currently I already have 3 Arsenal players, so I can't make that move. But Turner looks like the pick of the goalkeepers for 4 millions, but Bentley is in there for now because I feel like he does have actually a little bit of a chance with a new manager coming into Wolves. He does have a little bit of a chance of playing some games, whereas Areola, I don't actually think he's going to get any game time and could drop to 3.9 million in FPL quite quickly. Can see him dropping in price, whereas Bentley, don't think he's going to drop in price quite as much. We've got Baldock here as well, usual 4 million right wing back for Sheffield United. Quite nice to have that ability to have a nailed on Sheffield United player who plays fairly advanced for just 4 million. We've got Kabore, who we've spoken about before. He's another 4 million defender, another right wing back, this time for Luton Town. So let's see what he can do with some decent fixtures. He may be able to come in and deputise if something goes wrong in my first 11. And finally, a player who not too many people are talking about, but Osula, the 4.5 million forward for Sheffield United. Now, you're probably expected to see Mubama here. I've actually removed Mubama because Mubama is now the most popular 4.5 million forward in the game. And I'm really concerned that he's not going to start many games for West Ham. West Ham fans seem to think he's not going to start very many games when it comes to actual Premier League games, and therefore will a lot of people be selling Mubama because a lot of people own him, and he'll drop to 4.4 million and then drop to 4.3 million, and then you're losing team value. Osula, on the other hand, Sheffield United fans reckon that because of their injuries that they have, he's actually going to start the majority of the opening game, so he's going to get a decent amount of game time. What he'll do in that game time, I don't know, but he could become the 4.5 million forward who actually gets the most amount of points in these opening game weeks. He's really low ownership as well, so no real chance of him dropping down in price. Maybe even raise to a 4.6 if people kind of catch on to the fact that he's actually playing games. So I do like that. I do like having the ability to go for something a little bit different. To be fair, I'm rarely going to play, I'm never going to play the 4.5 million forward anyway. Never going to be in my starting 11. So I don't really care as much about having a player to score points. What's more important is avoiding players that will drop in price. That's my priority, and Mubama scares me in that respect. So I've gone away from him. I've gone away from Areola as well, and those are kind of the reasons why I have done that. Now, this team, I think, has a good amount of flexibility. Like I said, Watkins can drop down to any 8 million or less forward. We've got Maddison, who can drop down to a 6.5. Martinelli could possibly drop down to a 6.5 if I needed to free up some money in a future game week to make another transfer, and I need to inject some cash into my team. Martinelli and Maddison would probably be the sacrifices, and I do also want to get a Man City defender in at some point or another. Some ways I could do this would be to take out Chilwell and go for John Stones instead, although to be honest, I do feel like maybe if I just wait to game week 3, wait for Guardiola to be, bedded into the team, ready to go by game week 2, 3, 4, maybe Guardiola will be playing more regularly for Man City, and I could maybe switch Estupinian out when his fixtures turn badly. So that could be my way into the Man City defence and be able to keep Chilwell, who actually really like him for his high upside. Martinelli could potentially drop down to Foden. I do like the look of the Foden pick, and I have been wondering how I can get him into my team, but I feel like I prefer Maddison and Martinelli at the moment, but there is a small chance that I do switch to a Foden. And also, Mbumo is my favourite 6.5 million midfielder, so if I do decide I want to go in on a 6.5 midfielder, then Mbumo is probably the pick I would go for, but I do prefer Maddison there. I really do prefer Maddison. If you have a straight choice between Mbumo and Maddison, and money is no object, you're probably going to pick Maddison, to be fair. So yeah, that's what I've gone for currently, but those are just some alternatives that I could potentially tinker around with, and obviously Bentley could go to Turner as well. Now let's slap a captain's armband on Erling Haaland. Obviously I'm going to captain him, vice captain on Saka, and now let's see how this team rates from the artificial intelligence. Let's see if the AI likes this team. Okay, so what you guys are seeing in front of you right now is the Fantasy Football Hub Artificial Intelligence Team Rating Tool. So it uses machine learning to try and work out how many points each of your players is going to get. It's a super powerful tool, super helpful, and you can access this tool completely for free to try out to see what your team rating is. A lot of people ask me, can you rate my team, Dan? Can you tell me if this is a good pick or not? Well, a great way to get a quick and easy answer is to just ask an artificial intelligence that will probably give the same answers as a human would anyway, because it's learning. So this is definitely a tool I recommend for you guys. I've left a link in the description. You can try it out for completely free, but if you want to get access to all of the Fantasy Football Hub tools used by pro FPL players to dominate all of their mini leagues, then you can do so right now and get the full access to the My Team tool and many others at 50% off right now if you are interested in getting that deal. So do it now rather than after Game Week 1, because right now you get 50% discount, and they're running a special offer for new members. If you do not win your mini league right this season, as a Fantasy Football Hub subscriber, they will give you your money back for your entire year's subscription if you don't win your mini league. So they really are that confident that these tools are going to change your whole season and you are going to win your mini leagues just by subscribing. Everything is there for you to succeed. So this is, like I said, the My Team tool. We have got a team rating of 98%. So the artificial intelligence loves My Team. You very rarely see a 100% rated team, to be fair. At 98% is incredibly good, and anything above 90%, I would say, is pretty good as well. The one problem about this team is maybe Chilwell. The AI does not fancy Chilwell against Liverpool with only 3.4 predicted points. Aside from that, we're pretty good. Every other player is liked pretty well. And even if you go through the following game weeks, we can go to game week 2. Again, looking pretty good here. High predicted points around the ground. Looking a bit better for Chilwell there as well. I think game week 3, it could be an opportunity. 4.2 predicted points against West Ham. Maybe I would keep a Stupinian in for that one, or maybe I would wait until game week 4. And then, so I'm just switching through the game weeks just to plan into the future. And at that point, could we remove a Stupinian and actually put in Guardiola at that stage? Now, he's got low predicted points right now because the AI has not seen any evidence of him getting game time for Man City. But if we think that that is when Guardiola might start getting some FPL points, that could be the time to make that transfer. So this tool is also really useful for planning transfers in the future and seeing what kind of moves you can make. So that is definitely an option for you there as well. I'm just going to reset that one so we have the original player, because I want to actually get some suggested transfers, which is another thing this tool does. Okay, so the AI has now analysed my team and suggested some potential moves I might want to make ahead of the Game Week 1 deadline. So first of all, it suggested selling Chilwell and bringing in John Stones. And that's not totally surprising, really, isn't it? That's kind of a move that I considered already, but the AI has now proven that actually this could be a really, really nice move to make. Stones in general is expected to score a few more points over the first few game weeks, so that is definitely very interesting. Martinelli to Ødegaard is another suggested transfer, and removing Maddison and downgrading him to Mitoma is going to allow me to make that move and improve my total points. So yeah, not only does this team rate this tool rate your team, but it also makes suggestions of what kind of moves you could make. So Chilwell to Stones looks like a pretty straightforward move that I could make if I want to play it a little bit safer and go for those clean sheet points over the initial games for Man City. Could be a smart one, to be fair. So yeah, guys, try out this tool using the link in the description and let me know if you can beat my 98% team rating. Be interested to see what kind of ratings you guys are getting as well. And don't forget, if you want full access to this tool and all of the other amazing tools available on Fantasy Football Hub, make sure you subscribe sooner rather than later so you don't miss out on the amazing deal that they're running right now, because after that, it's going to get a little bit more expensive. So do it now and succeed at FPL. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and don't forget to let me know what you think of my team. Would you make any changes to it, or do you think I am good to go, ready for Game Week 1? I'm pretty happy with it, but let's see what your opinions are as well. Let me know if you have any questions as well in the comment section, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want more FPL content on your screens. Once again, Fantasy Football Hub, link in the description, and if you're bored and you want more FPL content, I recommend clicking on that video right there. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's a doozy. It's going to be a good one. So check that one out, guys. And until then, I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.